Shout to the Lord, all the earth, break out in praise and sing for joy. Psalm 98:4. Hey there, True Girl Mom. Can you believe it's December already? Christmas is right around the corner. And if you're like me, you're both excited about the decorating and baking and gift giving and a little overwhelmed. Help. If I'm honest, the traditions of Christmas, well, they can start to take precedence over the one who we are really celebrating. I mean, is it me, or do the Christmas lists just get longer every year? Then there are the parties that you have to bake for and the gift exchange get-togethers where you never know what to bring. All the stuff, all of it, can just squeeze Jesus right out of my schedule. Now, technically, there's really nothing wrong with any of those things, those fun Christmas traditions, except maybe, just maybe, those gift exchanges where people get to take your gift if it's better than theirs. True fact, a girl named Stephanie once stole the stuffed llama I wanted at a church party, and I'm not sure I've forgiven her yet. No, those things really aren't bad. They're fun. They give us joy. They give us laughter. But if they draw our attention away from Jesus, and they sometimes do, well, then that's a problem. Psalm 98:4 tells us all to shout to the Lord in praise and joy. And so I just want to have a time of confession here and admit that I've had my fair share of Christmases where I wanted to shout in everything but praise or joy. I wanted to shout in frustration and anxiety. So let's focus on that word shout in Psalm 98:4 for just a sec. In some versions, the verse reads, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth." So to be sure, the sound is happy, not exasperated. And get this, the Hebrew word used here for shout or joyful noise meant, wait for it, to make a noise that signaled a future action. Okay, so now we're hot on the trail of something. This shout is not for something that is, but something that is to come. It's like, hey, guess what is gonna happen? Here's where I want to invite you to celebrate what is to come, which is exactly what Advent is all about. You know, these days people think Advent is about counting forward to Christmas morning. And of course, in that respect, we're looking back on Jesus's birth. But the early Roman Christians, the first to celebrate Advent, they were not looking back at the birth of Jesus. They weren't even looking back at the death of Jesus. They were looking forward to the second coming of Christ. They knew that would be the ultimate final victory over sin and death and everything that's wrong in our broken world. Their candles and celebrations and their shouts were all about what was and still is to come. So let me encourage you, Mom, back away from the cyber sales and Christmas consumer craze. Something I'm going to try to do this year is very simple. I'm just going to keep some Advent books and tools at the ready, probably on my coffee table, and I intend to use them frequently. Before I bake cookies, I'll bake my heart in the truth of some scripture. Before I hang a wreath or set up a tree, I'm going to set my heart on the manger and the swaddling cloth. Before I buy Christmas gifts, which, by the way, I still need to do, I'm going to spend some time investing my heart in the good news of Jesus Christ. I mean this very literally. I want to just take little snippets of time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and I want to spend some time in the Word before I spend time doing all those Christmassy things, those consumery things, those picture-perfect things. A little at a time, I want to keep my heart abiding in the presence of Christ as I anticipate his future victory over sin and death, his ultimate victory, the final battle when he comes again. So, if I can, let me coach you up, Mom. I invite you to do something similar as God leads you. Stop the Pinterest perfect strivings. After all, there was nothing picture perfect about Jesus' birth, was there? His parents had to leave their home so the overreaching government could count them. And then they had to take a long, unpleasant trip to Bethlehem, get rejected for housing, and finally give birth to their precious son in a stable with smelly animals. And then They had to run for their lives so the king of that land would not kill the king of the world, baby Jesus. That's probably not what they had in mind when they heard they'd be mom and adopted dad to the Son of God. But it's what God had in mind all along. He used imperfect circumstances to introduce a perfect king to the world. Remembering that hopefully takes some pressure off of you, Mom. This Christmas, let's focus less on making things perfect and focus instead on the only one who truly is perfect, Jesus.